welcome you all. To the people who don't know me, my name is Bjørkdam. I'm a project manager at Danish Life Science Cluster. And today we will be focusing on southern Germany and the opportunities that lie within that area. And in particular, life science and AI at the location. We are focusing on the area at this moment in time because in January we will be going to southern Germany. It's January 15 to 16. We will be focusing on AI in diagnostics. It's the target group is companies focusing on that or working in that area, or researchers. It could be from hospitals, but also universities, so both. That's the main focus. However, everyone is more than welcome, because we call it in Danish en videnrejse. To translate that, it would be a knowledge trip. It's to share knowledge with locals and to bring some knowledge and take some back. We will be visiting Konstanz, Stuttgart, and Heidelberg. And for those of you who don't know, there's no cost in coming. However, you will have to pay your own travels to and from Germany and your own hotel stays. However, depending on your organization, type of organization you're from, there is a possibility for a travel grant. So do contact me if you want something more about that. That was my 5 cents. You were here. So let's hear from the locals to Germany. Yes,
yeah, sure. Thank you.
You could introduce yourself, maybe?
Yeah, sure. Should we directly start with the presentation, or?
We could, if anyone has questions, do feel free to interrupt or like put your hand up. I know whoever is presenting, won't be able to see it. However, I will help. But yes, do go ahead and go with your presentation, and remember to tell us your name as well.
Yeah, sure. Perfect. I just have to go in the presentation oversight. Perfect, yes. And yeah, welcome to you all. And I'm really thank you for your interest in the business location of Baden Württemberg, and that's why you're taking part of this webinar today, and also considering to come to Baden Württemberg in January. Also, thank you very much, Björk, for your short introduction about the trade mission. I think you have a really good program, and also in the south of Germany. Not just the weather is maybe better than in Denmark at this time, but also the stops you visit or the locations you will visiting are pretty interesting in the field of AI and in the MedTech scenario. Please let me introduce myself shortly. My name is Marian Kern. I'm working with Baden Württemberg International as a manager for the internationalization process for Western and Northern Europe. And I'm joined today by my fellow colleagues, Lisa from our AI sector, and also Michelle, who's working in the field of MedTech. And they will tell you later more about their person and what they're doing in Baden-Württemberg, also about these sectors in Baden-Württemberg. And yeah, I would like to give you a short introduction about the business location of Baden-Württemberg, our federal state. As you maybe know, we have in Germany 16 federal states. Baden-Württemberg is one of them. And I would like to give you a further insight into Baden-Württemberg, the land of innovations and ideas. But before we go further to discuss our business location, please let me introduce you very briefly to our company, the work of our agency, Baden Württemberg International, or short BWI, your central point of contact in Baden Württemberg. Our agency was founded in 1984, and so we have a long-standing tradition with promoting business and science international from Baden-Württemberg, but also from companies and institutions who come from abroad to Baden-Württemberg. We're doing this now for close to 40 years, and that's why we're also starting to expand ourselves. We have an office in China as well as an office in UK, and most of me and most of my colleagues are based here in Stuttgart, in the capital city of Baden-Württemberg, of our region. And at the moment, we have more than 80 employees who help companies to go abroad and also bring companies to Baden-Württemberg. And maybe one more interesting fact for you, since our main shareholders are the Ministry of Economic Affairs, as well as the Ministry of Science from our region, from Baden-Württemberg, most of our services, because we receive a lot of public funding, are for free, especially when you're a company you are from a company who's interested in the business location of Baden-Württemberg. For that, we have our corporate and investor service. Maybe Michelle will tell later more about it. She's working this department. But very brief, how we can provide you with your company, with a Danish company to come to Baden-Württemberg or to do business in Baden-Württemberg. If you're interested, we can provide you with information. Also beyond our briefing today, we can connect you with important players in Baden-Württemberg. And if you're interested to go even further, and if you really like it here in our region, and we can help you to settle a branch here or to settle down here at Baden-Württemberg with a branch, and therefore we can help you to find a partner and the right location for your needs, and also, of course, to overcome the bureaucratic obstacles, so you don't have to get in touch with every municipality. We can coordinate this here as a one-stop agency and help you with your market entrance in Baden-Württemberg. But enough from the work of our agency for the moment. If you have further questions to our work, we can discuss this later. I would now like to take a closer look with you on the business location of Baden-Württemberg. You can see our federal state, our region, which is outlined yellow here in the German map. And maybe you're wondering why we refer ourselves so often to the land. Maybe you already saw us on the trade fair or somewhere else. That's mainly because it's really difficult to pronounce Baden-Württemberg for foreigners. I think also in the Danish language, it's pretty hard to pronounce Baden-Württemberg. And that's why we rebranded our name in terms of business development efforts into the land. And if you're ever on a trade fair in the field of medtech, for instance, we are on the Medica in Düsseldorf, we had the Arab Health in Dubai, which is next January, also on the Hanover Trade Fair in April. And if you're interested, I can forward you the program of our trade fairs later. And if you ever see this shiny yellow plaque sign, you can contact us at our community booth. We are there with my colleagues and also with companies from Baden-Württemberg, where you can get in touch even more with our region. In Baden-Württemberg, or in the land, there are living more than 11 million inhabitants. With that number, we're not just higher populated than most of our neighbors like Austria or Switzerland. Also, we are the third most populated federal state in Germany after Bavaria, and then at first place North Rhine-Westphalia. And these 11 million inhabitants generate quite a big economic output. In total, we have a GDP in our state for more than 530 billion euros every year. And this number is not just responsible for 15% of the total German economic strength. With this number, we're also stronger than many other European countries. Also Austria, we have a higher GDP than Finland. I think also Denmark. Of course, it's an unfair comprehension because we are higher populated. But also with this number, our economic output is close to bigger countries like Poland with more than 40 million inhabitants. And also with this number, Baden-Württemberg is Germany's biggest export region, with close to every second euro is export related. Around 42% of our goods and products are export related. There you can see how high the demand for Baden-Württemberg industry products is. And if you want to talk later about the business relation or the trade relation between Baden-Württemberg and Denmark, we can also go in a discussion later on this point. But what stands behind these economic strength? The first thing which comes to mind is our big car companies, big automotive manufacturers like Mercedes or Porsche, which are based here in Stuttgart or close to Stuttgart. And of course, therefore, we have many suppliers like Freudenberg or also Bosch, who are also based here in Stuttgart and do a lot for the automotive sector. But beyond that, we have many more branches where we have renowned companies, for instance, in the field of software or business software development with SAP, which were founded in Walldorf and is also still in Walldorf, but is close to Mannheim. And there we have one of the biggest now software development company in terms of the business software. Or we have the company Trumpf, which is based in Ditzingen, also close to Stuttgart, which is now leading together with ASML in a tight cooperation to produce the semiconductor devices for the future. And so also in future markets, Baden-Württemberg has taken a leading role. But also we have more than 6,000 multinational companies which are already based here in Baden-Württemberg or feel at home in Baden-Württemberg. We have Rouge in the field of medtech, IBM, Magna, and many more companies. But what is often referred as the real backbone of our industry, there we have the small and medium-sized enterprises, our so-called Mittelstand, from which we have more than 12,000 companies with 250 or less employees. But because we also have so many companies with around 3 to 4,000 employees, also our bigger companies are often referred to as SMEs. And yeah, mainly also because they're all family owned. And that's the reason why we have more than 2,000 companies with 250 or more employees in Baden-Württemberg. So you can see we have a broad mix of companies. And this broad mix of companies and different structures compared with an innovative mindset we have here in the land leads to the fact that we have the highest density of world market leaders compared to every other federal state in Germany. In total, we have around four world market leaders coming on 100,000 inhabitants. In total, we have 401 world market leaders which are based here in Baden-Württemberg and which are responsible for more than a quarter of all German world market leaders. Of course, a lot of them are automotive related, with ZF Friedrichshafen, which is also the Lake Constance, which you will visit, and they are leading in the fields of gears and transmission for the automotive industries. But also we have in the medtech sector companies who are world market leaders, or in the field of optics with Carl Zeiss, we have one world market leaders who lead the field in terms of optics. And normal presentation. Perfect. Exactly. And sorry, I have to repeat myself, but one more fact where Baden-Württemberg takes a leading role in Europe is the index of innovation. Regarding to the European Union Innovation Index, Baden-Württemberg is the innovation region #1 compared to every other region in Europe. One point why this is one reason for that is our high and outstanding reinvestment in our R&D sector. In total, we had in 2019 6% or close to 6% R&D reinvestment. And if you consider how high the GDP in Baden-Württemberg is, that's impressive numbers. And this also leads to the fact that we have in Baden-Württemberg the most patent applications compared to every other federal state. And one reason also for that, our high research and institution, university background we have here. We have more than 70 universities and more than 100 non-university research institutions based in Baden-Württemberg. Okay, and to give you an overview, which are at the moment the most important company or sectors in Baden-Württemberg, I just want to mention the most important sectors before Michelle will take a deeper look in the healthcare industry, and Lisa will later continue with the AI sector. We have of course a big impact in the mobility industry, but also a long-standing tradition in the mechanical engineering sector. And the mobility sector and the mechanical engineering sector are also the two most important export and import connections with with Denmark. And of course, we have a long-standing tradition in the ICT sector, mainly because of SAP, but also because of many software development companies from Baden-Württemberg, but also in future markets as the AI sector, the lightweight construction sector, or the smart city environment, green tech. Baden-Württemberg is now taking a leading role, and we are positioned now for the future markets and future demands in this field. And before I give the word to Lisa, I just want to give you a short insight about how many companies from Denmark are already feeling at home in Baden-Württemberg. In total, we have 71 company settlements from Danish companies already here in Baden-Württemberg, and compared by the sectors, we have most of them in the mechanical and plant engineering sector, or in the ICT sector, but also in the life science sector. We have already 5 branches from Danish companies here based in Baden-Württemberg. And if you want to take a deeper discussion about that, you can ask me now, or we can discuss later after the presentations. Otherwise, I would like to forward the word to Lisa.
So thank you, Marian. When I got a really deep insight into Baden-Württemberg. But now we're focusing on Baden-Württemberg and artificial intelligence. So we name ourselves as the forerunners in artificial intelligence because we have a lot to offer. And on the next slide, we can see like all focal points in Baden-Württemberg, as Marian already told. We have like a lot of branch and also we are really strong in artificial intelligence in these branches, as mobility, energy solutions, production, and industry 4.0, as well as cybersecurity. But of course, healthcare, and we're going to show you more about the healthcare ecosystem and AI. So we have like a map where we can see Baden-Württemberg, and you have like here the focus points or our hotspots in the land, where you can see the regions. And I think you did a good choice with your trip as well. But like Constance is also a really good industry or a region for AI and healthcare. But of course, Heidelberg with the DKFZ and also the EMBL are really focusing on AI and healthcare. As well as in Stuttgart, we have the Fraunhofer Institutes. They're doing a lot on these topics, as well, of course, the University of Stuttgart, which is working strong together with the Cyber Valley, and they are also focusing on this. So you have a really good choice. And to get a deeper insight in the whole ecosystem, we can see on the next slide that we have like a lot of different organizations and initiatives working together and changing information. And to start, of course, with the ministries, they do a lot of fundings also in healthcare and artificial intelligence. So we have different projects for universities, also for companies, and they're trying to run with AI and healthcare and like be here also a forerunner in this topic. And as the state agencies, we have BioPro as also a really important state agency for the healthcare and life science sector. Maybe you can also get in contact with them if you have any questions. They doing a lot of these topics, and of course us as Baden-Württemberg International. And I'm not sure if you also have startups with your trip coming to Baden-Württemberg. So therefore, it's good to know that we have also startup initiatives helping startups to come to Baden-Württemberg to get to know the ecosystem, like how we can run the startup in the best way, how we get access to the market, and so on. And therefore, we have like startup initiatives or accelerators as Campus Founders, Cyberlab, AI Express, and KI Garage. They specially focus on AI and have like different sectors. So they also do working with startups in health or life science. But we also have two accelerators, and so they're focusing directly on medical or life science. And this is, as you can see on the slide left, with the M logo. It's the 4C accelerator. It's called the it's from the Medical Innovations Incubator, and they support startups in the areas of medical devices and in vitro diagnostics. And the 4Cs stand for commercialization, certification, clinical studies, and copyright. And they are also for foreign startups and try to help you to get market access and how you can get your product ready for the German markets. And maybe this is also quite interesting for you. And we have the Life Science Accelerator. This is placed in Mannheim, Heidelberg, and they have the focus on biotech, medtech, and digital health. And yeah, we have a lot of other initiatives and associations. We have companies ranging from startups to, as Marianne already told, to really big companies. Even Bosch is doing or focusing on the healthcare sector. So with Bosch Healthcare Solutions, they're doing molecular diagnostics, or a startup from Karlsruhe, which is called Medical Values, doing also diagnostic using AI for this. And not to forget, we have a lot of research institution where maybe you're also going to visit in Stuttgart, University of Stuttgart. We have like the Fraunhofer institutions. Of course, Tübingen and Heidelberg are also really important in this. And yeah, they're trying to work strong with the university. So there's like always a strong working together and a close interaction of business and science. And therefore we have like also the top talents. And on the next slide we see the short slide about our universities. So we have a lot of professorships and the close interaction between business and science. And we have with more than, or I think it's now more than 130 study courses in AI, machine learning, and machine vision. The most study courses in Baden-Württemberg about machine learning and machine vision. And we have, of course, 4 out of 11 excellent universities. And that is Heidelberg, Konstanz at Bodensee, Tübingen, and the KIT. And of course, they also have the focus on health and AI. It's like Freiburg, Tübingen, Stuttgart, and Heidelberg, and of course Mannheim. And so that's a broad field of universities, AI, and healthcare. Then to get to the next slide, we also have like business, trying to get the business run with artificial intelligence, and therefore we have a new project coming up. So we already have the funding for this. It is going to build in Heilbronn. It's the Innovation Park Artificial Intelligence, or short EPI. And it's currently the largest AI investment project in Germany and will be ready in 2026 or 7. We will see. And we have like 50 million state funding and also the other half from a private investor. And this is going to be create more than 5,000 jobs, and they are also going to focus on the healthcare sector. And yeah, the goal is to work also with science and industry, and companies can join this. And you can see on the picture, it's going to be really huge. And the vision of them is to be the global home of human AI. And I think this will also be a great project for running with the AI and health care sector. Then we have the Cyber Valley. Maybe this is also a name for you and you know it already. They have also a lot of different focuses, but of course also the healthcare and life science sector. And they are the Europe's largest AI consortium and have partners from science and industry. And they have really top talents in AI, where we're really proud of. And yeah, they try to build bridges between the curiosity-driven basic research and the applied research. And partners are Max Planck Institute, which is directly on the same place as Cyber Valley. And of course with Stuttgart, the University of Stuttgart, and therefore I have a lot of projects running in healthcare and AI. And they also have a startup accelerator, no worries, and focusing on startups and trying to get them in their ecosystem. And Michelle will tell you later more about also a really good project from Cyber Valley in healthcare.
Yes, I think I will take over. Thank you so much, Lisa, for providing us an overview on the AI industry in Baden-Württemberg. Now I would like to briefly introduce you to the land of the world-renowned healthcare industry, which is Baden-Württemberg. Let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Michelle. I work for the Corporate and Investor Service Department at Baden-Württemberg International. So I work with companies from abroad that would like to start their business in the land, basically become part of the land. With that being said, we can switch the next slide. Baden-Württemberg is actually the #1 location of the healthcare industry in Germany. If you look at the numbers of companies that we have and also the respective employees that they have, we have over 1,000 companies here in Baden-Württemberg related to the industrial healthcare sector. And I don't want to name drop companies, but we have Karl Storz, for example, Esculap, Ratiopharm, and then also other former big players such as Roche Diagnostics and CureVac, located in Tübingen. You might have heard of that during the corona pandemic. Since 2013, we have over 150 new companies here in Baden-Württemberg in the healthcare industry. I think we have to update that number a little bit because I think these are the numbers from last year. Hopefully this year we have a little bit more, maybe some more Danish companies as well. And also, when we look at our cluster landscape, we have more than 20 clusters and networks in the land related to the healthcare industry. And with that being said, I would like to introduce you to these clusters and give you another overview on where these companies are actually located in Baden-Württemberg. Here you can see the shape of Baden-Württemberg. And if we look at the traditional medical technology industry here, we see that we have a high density in Villingen, Schwellingen, and Tuttlingen, which is really funny because it's really on the Swabian countryside. And we have this large medtech cluster. It's called the Medical Mountains. And this is actually the powerhouse when it comes to the medical technology within Germany, but also within Europe when it comes to export numbers. If we take a look on the next slide, we see the biotech and pharma industry. And here the picture looks a little bit different. Tuttlingen is not so popular anymore. But if we look at, for example, Heidelberg-Mannheim, which is the Rhine-Neckar region that you're going to visit during your trip, we see that there has a very high density in the biotech industry as well as in the pharmaceutical industry. And also Reutlingen, Tübingen is very big in the biotech industry. Looking at the next slide, I would like to give you a brief overview on the main clusters that we have. So we have on the one hand the established clusters such as Mannheim, Heidelberg, which is in the Rhine-Neckar region, very strong in biotech and medtech, Stuttgart as well in the biotech and healthcare sector, and also Freiburg, Offenburg, and Lörrach, which is closer to Lake Constance that you're also going to visit, which is also very strong in the biotech and healthcare sector. And then, of course, Tuttlingen, the medical mountains that I mentioned, are very strong in the medtech sector. On the other hand, we also have emerging clusters. I always call them emerging clusters because they always deal with emerging technologies or cross-sectional innovations. So for example, we have in Tübingen the Cyber Valley, and the Cyber Valley also has launched the Cyber Valley Health Initiative, so dealing with AI applications in the health sector. It usually focuses on sequencing, using AI and sequencing, or the analysis of medical data, or time series analysis of medical or personalized data. And then also we have the Q-Sense cluster in Ehningen, dealing with quantum technology and sensoric measurements in the healthcare sector. And then also in Tuttlingen, Villingen, Schwenningen, in the medical mountain area, we have the nanopore technology for molecular diagnostics. So I would like to delve a little bit deeper into two of the clusters that I talked about. For one, the biotech region Rhine-Neckar, BioRN, that you're going to visit during your trip, Heidelberg, Mannheim. So Heidelberg, a very beautiful town. I'm not biased. It's just my hometown, but it's also very beautiful. And it has it's home to the Heidelberg Innovation Park. It's basically 17 acres. Fully dedicated to innovations and fostering innovations, but also new businesses. And it's like a very large park for business development, basically. They also have a lot of co-working spaces and co-lab spaces, so you can rent out a laboratory or a shared laboratory, depending on what you need. So actually perfect for a soft landing here in Baden-Württemberg. And it also has a bio lab. This is like a brand from overseas, from the US. And one of the premium partners of this bio lab in the Heidelberg Innovation Park is Novo Nordisk, which is a Danish company you might have heard of. Very large one. Also on the ground of the Heidelberg Technology Park or Innovation Park is the German Cancer Research Institute, and also the European Laboratory for Molecular Biology. The AMBL is in close reach to this innovation park. And then, of course, Mannheim. We have the Mannheim Medical Technology Campus. This is a really cool place because it focuses on startups or scale-ups, and it offers a very cool and very new co-working and co-lab space as well. And it's very closely located to the University Clinic of Mannheim. So it's just right across the street, and it's a large basically a large area for startups, scale-ups, small and medium-sized enterprises to also focus on innovating and focus on growing in the Baden-Württemberg and German market. The cool thing about the Mannheim Medical Technology Campus is that they have a hybrid operating room, and it's fully dedicated to only to research. So you don't have to share it with patients that are operated there. It's just fully for the for research and the companies that would like to do their research there or test their applications there. So with that being said, we can have a look at the other cluster that I would like to introduce to you, or the other cluster initiative on the next slide, which is the Cyber Valley and the Cyber Valley Health Initiative. This is actually brand new information. They just finished their first round of having the health initiative in place, and now I would like to make it even bigger because they see that there's a lot of demand from companies from the vicinity, also from the research institutes in the area of Tübingen, but also from companies from abroad that would like to become part of this cool ecosystem that they have. So their mission is to connect all of the key players in the Cyber Valley ecosystem to develop cutting-edge AI-based solutions to apply them into the medical devices or in the healthcare system. So what they would like to offer, yes.
No, I was just about to interrupt, and I am because because we are planning the trip. I'm recognizing many of the places,
Good.
but we are going to Tübingen. That's our plan.
Oh yes,
we are
yes,
going
good.
to visit. Yeah,
good.
Spend a day here. Yes.
Cool. Yeah, because they would like to offer like a PhD program that focuses on AI and health-related tracks. And also offer corporate and academic mentorships depending on what your project is in and what you want to do research in, basically. Then they have another pillar, it's entrepreneurship. So they would like to open up a startup incubator for companies that focus on biotech and AI technologies, or companies, startups, scale-ups, and also would like to offer an investment fund for these companies. And then, of course, society, this is the third pillar that they would like to establish, have several networking events where you can talk to all of the big players that they have in Tübingen, as well as investors, research institutions, and policymakers. They also have a Cyber Valley Health Day planned in June. I think the exact dates are not yet out, but I think it's going to be in June. So stay in touch with them, and they will tell you maybe you can come again in June. And with that being said, we can switch to the next slide, because I would like to tell you more about the services that we offer in the corporate and investor services. So if you say, that sounds very cool, I want to become part of either the Cyber Valley or the Rhine-Neckar region or any other region that you're going to visit in January, please feel free to reach out to me. Me and my colleagues, we help you to find the right location. So whether it be a shared desk, a production site, a lab space that you're looking for, and also not only the physical locations, but also we can consult you in where the best cluster for your business idea or solution is. We support you in that. We also support you in setting up business in Germany or in Baden-Württemberg more specifically. So we guide you through the German bureaucratic jungle. It's sometimes a little bit hard to understand, but promise me there is a way through it. And we can also introduce you to all of the relevant networking and network partners that you need to start your business properly and successfully. We can also assist you in building up a workforce. So we're in close connections to the employment agency. And if you say we need this and that workforce, we can certainly assist you and mediate the contact. And we also search for scientific cooperation partners. So if you have a scientific project, please also feel free to reach out to me. And the best thing always is our services are free of charge, because we're funded by the state of Baden-Württemberg, who is interested in welcoming a lot of innovative and cool companies to Baden-Württemberg. And that's why we can offer our services for free. So with that being said, I would like to conclude. Thank you so much for your time. Also on behalf of Lisa and Marian, thank you so much for having us. And if you have some questions, feel free to reach out to any of us. Thank you.
And that's my cue. I want to thank you for coming and joining us today, telling us a bit more about the area, the region. And I noticed that Serkot, who is joining us in January, he had to leave, but he had to leave, but looking forward to seeing you soon there if you have the chance to come along. But I find that what you've mentioned is very interesting, not only for AI, but also to a lot of, or many of our companies in our ecosystem are very interested in the German market, but find it difficult to find their way. So maybe we could stay in touch even longer than January, and maybe find other options or possibilities, other events that we could do.
Yes, of course. We would be happy to. And also, if you have specific questions, please feel free to forward also our contact details. We're happy to discuss them in a separate call.
Thank you. I will do so. If you're all okay with that, I will do so. And yeah, then have a nice day, everyone. And reach out to some of us, either one, and we will answer our best or forward it. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.